Hi everyone. So today I'm a bit nervous because look who do I have here. It's Coco Peru.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, you're an icon.
Well, thank you. I just feel like an old drag queen that's here in Puerto Vallarta to do her show, and I'm thrilled to be back here. The last time I was here was 2 years ago. So
2 years ago.
2 years off. So this is it's been 3 years since I was here.
Oh, so you took a break.
I took a little break.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many seasons you been in?
This
Puerto
will be
Vallarta?
my fourth season.
Fourth season.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for those who may not know, let me do a quick recap on Miss Coco Peru.
There's noise. You think they can hear us?
Yeah, I think so.
That's misconception doing her rehearsal.
Yeah, we're in your dressing room. This is your,
No,
not your
this,
dressing
I don't know
room.
whose dressing room this is. I took it over because I need some good lighting.
Yeah,
kids.
the lighting
At my
is
age,
good.
this is some pretty good lighting.
So, Miss Coco Peru, you've been a household name for over 25 years.
Well, in some households, not in a lot
Some
of
households. And you're from New York. You started
Yes.
your career in New York, basically, in early 90s. You started with your show that you wrote, produced, and directed, right? Your first show, cabaret show.
Yes.
And since then, your career has taken off.
Yes.
You've been doing more shows. You've been on TV, guest starred in a few shows, right? You've been in movies,
Yes.
and you've been touring around the world. That's amazing.
I'm very fortunate to be a drag queen,
Mhm.
and to come up in the time I did when drag wasn't as popular as it is now, to have lasted this long. So I'm very lucky. But at the time I wrote my first show, I was doing something that other drag queens weren't really doing at the time. I was telling autobiographical stories and doing comedy mixed with some serious points that I was trying to make. So at the time it was something new, and I got a lot of wonderful reviews and attention, and then some celebrities came to see me, and it generated a buzz in New York. And of course I was going out every night promoting myself and singing in different cabaret clubs. There was no internet back then, so you had to constantly be out promoting yourself.
I know. And because I interviewed Varla Jean as well. She's also performed here at the Palm, and she talked wonders of you.
Right, because we met many years ago.
Yeah, you introduced her to the cabaret show, right?
I told her she needed to get out of the bars and do cabaret or theater, and start in the cabaret.
Yeah. So now for those.
And by the way, not that there's anything wrong with bars. I just
Yeah.
thought for what she was trying to develop,
Okay.
cabaret setting would be beneficial to her. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so for young guys like me, what is?
If he does say so himself.
What is Coco Peru all about?
Well, for an old drag queen like me,
Mhm.
Coco Peru is just really me. I don't pretend to be a woman on stage. I'm telling autobiographical stories. I talk about when I was a little boy. I talk about my family. I talk about my husband. But I just think drag was a way for me to embrace all the things I've been taught to hate about myself growing up, and instead just put it out there in the world. This is who I am, and sometimes I don't really want to be a boy or a girl. I sort of like being a blend of both, and that's what Coco is for me. It was a way to just reclaim that part of myself that I've been taught to shut off and to shut down. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's something that most human beings, regardless of their sexuality or their gender, whatnot, and the point of what I talk about in this show that I'm doing here is that we get to create ourselves. And a lot of people forget that because they feel they're born into these roles. I have to do this, I have to do that. But no, you get to create yourself. So that's always the gist of a Coco Peru show.
Miss Coco Peru, of that legend and icon of Coco Peru. I love your, because nowadays queens have, like on RuPaul, for example, they change wigs all the time. But this is your look. This is your iconic look.
When I was growing up, I was always drawn to silhouettes and iconic looks of Barbra Streisand's nose, Liza Minnelli's haircut. So when I created Coco, I just had this idea of I'm going to create a silhouette, a look that's recognizable. And I just
got it,
stuck
yeah.
with it. And then when I tried to change it, which I also talk about in this show, people go crazy.
Right.
So I said, well, no, I just won't change it.
And also, you're now in Puerto Vallarta, but you're only here for 7 shows. Is that right?
I'm only doing 7 shows, and I have 3 more left.
Right.
Tonight, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sunday is your last show. Oscar Day.
I know, I'm competing with the Oscars.
But you won't have a problem with that.
Well, I don't care really. Whoever comes, I do the best show I can give. In fact, I don't know how much time I have, but I did a show here one time, and when I got to the thing, they said there were only 12 ticket sales, and I thought, oh my God, that's humbling. I've never performed for so few people, maybe at the top of my career, 28 years ago.
Right.
And then by the time the show was ready to start, they said, there's 20 people. Do you want to cancel? And I said, well, no, there's 20 people. They paid. I might as well do the show. So I did the show. It was wonderful. It was a sweet, intimate audience. And after it, this young girl came up to me and she said that she came to see the show with her parents, and her parents said she could pick anywhere for a vacation, and she chose Puerto Vallarta so she could see my show. And I thought,
wow.
Thank God I didn't cancel.
I know.
So unless there's something serious, I just will not cancel a show, because you never know who that person is in the audience that's, that it's a moment you can connect with.
Mm-hmm. Great. And so your Friday show is at 9:30. Saturday is also 9:30.
9:30.
But your
Sunday's at 7.
7. Okay. And your
So
show.
you can support the Oscars and people who make a lot of money, or you could come see a middle-class drag queen who lives in Van Nuys, California.
Coco, your show is Taming of the
Taming of the Tension.
What does that really mean?
Well, I've been obsessed with a tea called Celestial Seasons Tension Tamer Tea, and I made a video about it, and it went viral. So people associate taming tension with me, and there's a lot of things that make us tense in the world right now, and I address some of the things that have made me tense, and by talking about it and sharing with people, and then giving it back to me, the give and take of an audience and the energy that you create, you find that laughter or thinking about these things, actually you leave feeling less tense.
Yes. Oh.
Yes, that's my goal anyway, for you to leave feeling less tense. A drink or 2 might help.
Yeah. So will you be here next year, or you don't know yet?
I haven't planned yet.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
been asked back yet, so I'm not going to say yes. But certainly, I love Puerto Vallarta. I think it's a very special, magical place. I'm not just saying that.
Right.
I think there's a lot of power here. For the first year I was here, I couldn't stop crying for the first couple of days. I was like,
oh, really?
What am I crying about? Yeah, I was just sort of overwhelmed by this energy. I can't explain it. But
when was your first time here?
well, I guess I don't remember. The first time I did a show here, so 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I had an amazing time.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband and I love coming. The food, everybody's so nice. I went and had soup the other day, and it was so good. I asked for a second bowl, and the woman didn't want to charge me. I was like, please. So I finally made her charge me. Everyone here is here trying to make a buck, and she was willing to give me a free bowl of soup.
People out here are so nice.
They're so nice. Yes. And the Swedes across the street, I had a late show. My husband went and ordered the food, and they made it for me. And they didn't, they charged me when I got there, but they didn't know if I was going to show up. But they trusted, and they had the food ready for me. Everybody's so nice here.
I know. And
it's like a little village.
It is a small town.
And I do feel like my shows and what I'm trying to say sort of fit the energy of this place here.
Exactly.
Of why people come here is the same reason why they kind of relate to my shows.
Yeah, and amazing to have you here. We always have great performers.
Lots
here.
of great performers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's the other reason I love coming is because I get to see my friends, the other performers.
Raja's coming.
Raja's here. I mentioned her during my show.
Oh, okay.
This week.
Oh, you just met her?
No, but I mentioned her.
Oh, you mentioned her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I promote my friend's shows.
Oh, okay.
Now I know
okay.
Raja for a few years now. She's great.
Yeah.
In fact, we were backstage at an event, and she was asking me about writing shows and she wanted to do a show. And I said, girl, you just need to sit down and start writing it. Don't keep talking about wanting to do a show. She's very scared about it because it is scary to be vulnerable in front of people like that. And she did it. She wrote a show. And Mama Tits up at Act 2, same thing. We were backstage at my event. She's talking about what to do a show. I said, just write a show. And now she's selling out up at Act 2.
She is selling out.
Yeah.
I saw her show is really good.
Yes,
Wow.
she's wonderful.
You are inspiring all queens.
Well, they
aren't you?
inspire me, so it's a give and take.
Oh, Miss Coco, it's thank you so much.
Well, thank you
for having me.
Thank you.
And don't miss her show here at the Palm. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are her last shows. So you cannot miss that. And one last question, if you don't
Yes.
mind. If they do the Legends season on RuPaul Drag Race, will you do it?
I think, well, I don't know why that rumor just keeps going around.
I know.
I guess because on some level it really makes sense and it is a good idea. And I do think, because every time the rumor goes around, people go crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's finally happening.
Yeah.
And we're all like, no, it's not. Would I do it?
Will you do
I
it?
don't know. I think it would be fun because I love being around other drag queens.
Right.
As a solo performer, I'm always alone.
And all
so-
the legends. Too,
Yeah,
So.
but I'm just not very competitive. So I think I'd have to go in accepting that I'll probably be the first one sent home
No.
and have a good laugh about it, you know.
No. Okay. Good. Well, thank you so much, Coco.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.
Mwah. Un beso fuerte.